Less than 2 weeks to go till the Iowa caucuses. Our next guest wants to create a unity ticket for 2024 presidential race with potentially a Democrat and a Republican as running mates. He's been coming under fire for doing so. We want to welcome former U.S. Senator Joe Lieberman. He is a former vice presidential nominee, founding co-chair of political group No Labels, and senior counsel with Kasowitz Benson. And, sir, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
Senator, let's talk a little bit about No Labels and your plans for 2024. The idea of taking a Republican and a Democrat and putting them on the ticket together, how's that do when you poll people and ask them?
Well, right now it does pretty well. I mean, No Labels was formed in 2010 to try to break the partisan gridlock in Washington and get our elected representatives there working together to get something done for the country instead of just fighting each other. And we've done pretty well at electing centrist Republicans and Democrats to Congress who've been responsible for some of the big accomplishments like the infrastructure bill and chips, et cetera. But this time, as we approached the national election, our members felt very strongly that both parties were headed toward nominating candidates, former President Trump, President Biden, who are not popular. And if you ask the American people, are you satisfied with the choice of Trump and Biden for president? 60 to 70% say no. And for us, beyond the unpopularity of the two potential unlikely presidential candidates, is the fact that if either one of them is elected, politics in Washington is unlikely to be less partisan and more productive and more problem solving. So we as an organization are working really hard right now to qualify a third line for third choice on the ballots across the country. And if we think that we can do it constructively next year, we'll offer our line to a bipartisan unity ticket, which is really unprecedented, at least since Abraham Lincoln. But our country is in such tough shape politically that it needs to be shaken up in that way, and maybe this is the moment. Right now, we're just creating an option, and we'll see whether we're able to use it next March or April, let's say.
Next March? You mean this March or April? Oh, the following year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're in a new year.
We're in 2024, okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. I think you are on 12 state ballots at this point. I think your goal is to get to potentially 34. And that's great. But if you're not on the ballot in all 50 states, I don't know how you think you stand a chance of winning. Yeah. I understand how you could disrupt the election, but I don't know that you have any shot at winning.
Well, I mean, a good question. So this gets us into the weeds a little bit. I'll do it quickly. As a nonprofit political organization, we can work to qualify for a third line on the ballot, but we can't do it in more than 34 states based on the law of the states. After that, if we nominate a ticket or offer our line, let's put it that way more accurately, to a ticket, they'll declare that ticket, bipartisan will declare under the Federal Election Commission, and then it can qualify for the ballot in the remaining 16 states. But we're really focused, you know, the way the Electoral College is shaped up in recent elections, it's the so-called swing states that really determine who's going to be our president. And so we're really working hard to make sure we qualify in every swing state, and we're doing really well at that. We're working now in 27 states. This is the part of what we're doing that keeps me up at night, as they say. But all the people running the ballot access, the petition carrying in the states, say we're right on schedule, and they're confident by the time we decide whether to offer our lines to a bipartisan unity ticket, that we will have achieved ballot status in 34 states, and then the ticket can take it from there.
Senator, some of the skepticism about No Labels comes from the fact that you mentioned it's a not-for-profit, therefore it does not have to disclose who their donors are, and there's no contribution limit. You've raised something like $60 million with the aim of raising more this year, but we have no visibility on who those donors are, except to say we do know that most of the donations have come from a small number of very large donors. Why not just disclose them?
Well, really to respect the privacy at this point of the people who are contributing. That's the law. Incidentally, some of the political organizations that are attacking us for what we're doing have exactly the same legal status we have and don't disclose their donors. But just let me assure everybody that all we can do, no labels, is to qualify for the ballot, a third choice line. And then we turned it over to a bipartisan unity ticket. Think about it, how different that would be. And that ticket has to file under the federal election law, and all its donors would be public, just the way every other presidential candidate's donors are. So there'll be a lot of time for full disclosure when and if there's actually a bipartisan unity ticket running next year. I think the American people are really yearning for, almost demanding, a third choice. They're fed up with the two major parties. Almost half the people in our country today, if you ask them, say they're independents. More than twice as many as say they're either Republicans or Democrats. And that is a marked rejection of the two major parties. The people are crying out for a third choice. They want their representatives right up to the White House in Washington to stop fighting each other and start fixing some of our major problems, like immigration, border security, the national debt, and the quality of our education system, really what our future is all about.